of our wonderful Paula was the winner of the last March's Madness Hoops to End, the March Madness, I'm going to get it right, March Madness Hoops to End Polio fundraiser contest earlier this year. And most of you already know the winner of this bracket busting contest is named as a Paul Harris Fellow for the club. So there's two steps to this. The first is I'm going to invite Cleve Cloppen sign up now, and he's going to present Don with the trophy, and then we're going to get on to the Paul Harris Fellow portion of it. So please welcome Cleve.
Thank you. First, I'd like to congratulate this year's second place winner, and that was Cheryl Dawson. Oh. And she was a very gracious second place winner this year, unlike last year's second place winner, who was a very sore loser. It was not a pretty sight. And I won't mention any names, but his initials are Bob Runkle. Anyway. This year, we thought it was Paula herself who was in the running and was in first place for quite a while, but she was honest enough to admit that it was her husband Don who made all the picks, and he ended up the winner. And so this year I want to present the traveling trophy to the 2014 NCAA prediction contest winner. Don, congratulations.
Say anything?
Well, she did help me pick.
She helped you pick?
Oh yeah, she did help me pick.
Go ahead.
And the way that she picks is by the color of the uniform.
And we won!
All right, so that's the first part. I think it went pretty well. Really. Okay, so now I'm going to say some nice things about Don. He has to stand here and take it, okay? Those of us that know Don, who joined us, of course, when Paula did, know that he's a worthy recipient of a Paul Harris Fellow honor, even without winning this contest. So whether it's participating in one of our service projects, which he frequently does, or attending the international convention, being the frequent life of the party at a social event, or just supporting Paula and all the work and time that she spends in being with all of us, we know that he is definitely a Rotarian at heart. He exemplifies the ideals of Rotary. Not formally a member, he is definitely one of us. I think it's fair to say. Would you agree? Here's where the twist comes in. Here's where it gets fun. There's more to the story, and I think it's pretty cool. Instead of accepting this Paul Harris Fellow for himself, Don is elected to name his son Eric as the recipient. And that's a surprise to Eric. He doesn't know us today. He does this in recognition of Eric's efforts in establishing the Interact Club at Richwoods High School a few years back, and for his service in the United States Marine Corps. Eric, will you come up and join us, please? Here's why I say nice things about Eric, and he has to stand here and take it as well. Here's how Eric's story goes. And the rest of the Bergstressers, stay tuned. We'd like you to come here up at the end as well. Way back in April of 2008, Eric attended RILA. That's the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards program with two of his friends. Suitably inspired at that time, he and they worked tirelessly for a number of months after that to generate interest in an Interact Club among his fellow Richwood students. He obtained the school's permission to sanction the club, recruited a Rotary member and a faculty advisor as advisors of the club, and they were off and on their way. Eric, his friends, and the advisors met many times during the summer to form a plan of action for starting the new club. And you know, it's all those things. It's the bylaws. It's the meeting times. It's all those things that you do to form a club constitution. And by the time back to school night arrived, they had everything in place and signed up over 100 students at that time to form the first Interact Club at Richwoods. He was elected president again the following year by his fellow interactors. They continue to thrive with over 100 members again the next year. So along with setting all that groundwork and everything else that came with the club, the newly established club participated in numerous service projects, including Operation Santa, the Center for Prevention of Abuse Christmas Party, Loaves and Fishes, Midwest Food Bank, 2 polio awareness activities, and assisting Peoria North with a painting project at Neighborhood House. And there was more, but that's pretty good. That's an active club. After graduation, Eric attended ICC for a semester studying engineering. In October of 2011, he decided to delay the remainder of his education and serve in the United States Marine Corps. After successfully completing 12 weeks of recruit training, that's probably pretty easy, right? I'm just pretty easy. I ran a Tough Mudder one time. It was pretty hard. It was hard. After that training, Eric completed 8 weeks of infantry training where he received numerous recognitions for his expert weapon qualifications, followed by 16 more weeks of specialty training with the Marine Corps Engineering Program, specializing as a utilities engineer, where he was awarded the Academic Honor Graduate, completing the course with the highest grade average in his unit. Since completing his training, Eric has served with the Marine Wing Support Squadron 371 in Yuma, Arizona, and has completed 1 tour of overseas duty, assigned to the security force at the Marine Corps Air Base in Bahrain. I hope that through my comments over just the last couple of minutes, I have sufficiently painted the picture of an individual who consistently places service above self, whether it be in support of his community, his school, or through his service to his country. Though not formally a Rotarian, I think he's worthy of Paul Harris Fellow recognition, and I hope you'll agree. Will Paula and Lauren and Brian please come up and join us as we get ready to thank Eric for everything that he's done. Fellow Rotarians, please help me recognize and thank for his service our newest Paul Harris Fellow, United States Marine Corps Corporal Eric Bergstresser. Eric, I also have jewelry for you. This is the Paul Harris Fellow pin. We ask you to wear that proudly. And this is the certificate we'd like to present to you. Eric Bergstresser, you're named a Paul Harris Fellow in appreciation of tangible and significant assistance given for the furtherance of better understanding and friendly relations among peoples of the world. Eric, congratulations, and will you please say a few words?
Impromptu.
Well, I don't have anything prepared. All that you just spoke, I'm sure you told him everything. But it's all really great and everything, but I really could not have done any of this without the support of my family. Like, no matter what I've chose to do, I went to ICC for a semester, it's not much, but my family has always backed me for everything I've wanted to do. And joining the military and everything is awesome, but once again, they've always been there every step of the way. Between coming to watch me graduate from boot camp to being home when I got back from deployment, and this is just on top of everything. This is awesome. Thank you very much.